Are you sick and tired of having trouble with your golf game? Have you taken lessons and not seen the improvement you want? Are you skeptical about all the information out there because you feel like you've tried a lot of it and haven't seen any benefit? Maybe you just don't have time to take a few lessons a month. Wouldn't it be nice if someone took all the important golf instruction out there and put it into an easy to understand videos and made it available to you? Wouldn't it also be great if you were unsure of what you needed to work on, you could just ask and get a customized plan of action that would be developed just for you to help you get better faster? We all have different body types, different swings, different mindsets, different ways of thinking, and different ideas on how golf should be played. Shouldn't how you learn to play reflect that? Golf is a very dynamic game. It doesn't fit into a box. Every hole is different from the last, and every golf course is completely different from all the others. Sure, there are similarities like the grass that is used, the type of bunkers, and how the holes are shaped, but they are still different, and everyone tends to play them different. So why should you learn to play the game the same way? The answer is we shouldn't. Sure, the current way of learning is very good. It produces some really good golfers, and it will continue to produce some very good golfers. But it doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone is designed to hit booming tee shots and laser-like irons. Some of us need help getting up and down from 75 yards all day. Some players need help hitting big recovery shots from the trees. And some players need help reading greens. Fortunately, we live in an age of information. It is literally everywhere. Shouldn't the instruction for the style of golf you want to have be available to you? I think it should. And that is why I developed Tyler Dice Golf. You may be thinking, why should you listen to me? Well, I have been golfing for almost 20 years. I have also golfed at almost every level, and I've been playing professional golf for almost 7 years. I know what it takes to play the golf you want, and I understand how to start from the bottom and work my way up to the top. I have also worked with numerous golfers at different stages, aspiring professionals, collegiate players, competitive amateurs, and recreational golfers. I have put in thousands of hours in perfecting my golf swing, and I know what it takes to take your game to the next level. Today, I want to take the time to teach you the 3 biggest mistakes golfers make on the course. We all struggle from time to time, and a lot of us struggle in the same areas. So sit back and relax, and let me help you get better from the comfort of your chair. Mistake number 1 is alignment. Alignment is critical. It is probably the number 1 thing that all great players share. If you watch golf on TV, you will rarely hear the announcer talk about where the player is lined up. They typically are so spot on with their alignment that it is usually a non-factor. When the announcer does mention it, the player usually hits the ball somewhere off the planet. Alignment is a big deal. If your alignment is off for a day, or is always off, you will never play consistently. You have to be able to line yourself up correctly. So, how do you do it? Well, you're in luck because I'm going to tell you. Proper alignment centers itself on your ability to aim yourself correctly to your intended target line. And I'll be honest with you, it's not that easy to do. There are several tricks you can use to make things a little easier. First, pick a spot a few feet in front of your golf ball that is in line with your intended target. Then, aim your club face up to that spot, and your rest of your body should line up square to that. This leads me to my next tip in helping you line up better, and that is understanding how far parallel left or right you should be aimed. A lot of golfers, and you can include me into this group, think, or in my case, thought, your feet should be lined up about 7 to 10 yards left of the flag. And I was told that was parallel left, until a good friend of mine set me straight and gave me the best explanation I've ever heard on how to make sure your feet are lined up correctly. He said, imagine a set of train tracks going off into the distance. And as you're standing in the middle of them and you look out into the distance, the tracks get closer and closer and closer together. So when you're lining up your feet, they should be aiming about 2 to 3 feet left of your intended target, depending on if you're right or left-handed. With these 2 tricks, you should be able to line yourself up better on the course. It will take some getting used to, but it's nothing as difficult as a swing change. It's mostly just a mindset change. Now, mistake number 2 is misreading greens. How are you supposed to make putts consistently if you don't know if you were even starting them on the correct line. I can't tell you how often I watch people putt and they think they pushed or pulled a putt and it was actually them misreading the break. Plus, how do you know if you hit a good putt or not if you don't ever see it go in? Reading greens can be very difficult because a lot of courses have a lot of subtle breaks. But the big key is understanding the general slope of your putt and hitting your putt a consistent speed. To understand the general slope of the green, look at the high points and low points closest to the path your ball will roll on. The ball will want to move away from the high points towards the low points. The grain of the green will also affect the speed of the putt and make it break more or less. If there is a golden rule in putting, it is the faster the putt is, the more break it will have. So keep that in mind when you read your putts. Another little tip I can share with you is for when you play early in the morning and there is dew on the greens. The dew on the greens will slow the putt down and this will make the putt break less. So for those first couple holes, you can play a little less break and hit them a little firmer. Lastly, to read greens better, you need to be able to judge the speed of your putt. Speed is very, very important in putting, and hitting putts too easily or too firm will cause them to break differently, so keep that in mind. Now lastly, mistake number 3 is going to be consistency around the greens. I see very few golfers that have much ability to control their shots around the greens. The great thing about short game is that once you have it forever. It doesn't just go away. Players like Jordan Spieth and Frederick Jakobsen, their short games are always good. And yes, they do work on them a lot, but they play incredibly difficult golf courses and are under an incredible amount of pressure. Both are things that you don't have to worry about. So to get your short game better, start with a go-to shot. Spend a few days working on the technique. Once you have that down, make some slight changes to your setup to create more shots you can hit with this single technique. Then from there, change to a couple of different clubs and watch how those shots react differently. From that one shot, you now have dozens or so different shots that you can play. And from there, you can take that confident short game and play a lot of different golf courses. Once you have that go-to shot down, it isn't going to go anywhere. You can spend a few minutes each time you practice hitting a couple of chips just to get the feeling back. And that is how you start to become more consistent around the greens. If more time becomes available to you, you can work on adding more go-to shots to your repertoire. After adding 2 to 4 shots to your game, you'll be ready to get up and down on any course around. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. I enjoyed putting it together. The point was to help explain some common issues a lot of golfers face and to give you the right information so you can improve your game right away. If you suffer from all 3 mistakes, take things one at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day and your golf game won't be cured overnight. But by getting things better, things will progress much faster for you. But by knowing how to get things better, things will progress much faster for you. Now, this is about the end of the video, but I want you guys to make sure you check me out on my website, and that is www.tylerdicegolf.com. Check me out on Facebook, on Twitter, I'm on Snapchat, and also don't forget, I love YouTube and I have a ton of great videos on YouTube, so check me out there as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video.